The Dominator might have over torqued the old starter and broke one of the studs, so we're gonna start with a fresh start here. So well, it's finally sunny here in the old Pacific Northwest and not cold as a witch's tit. So I got the door open today, let a bit of natural light in. What's up? Thanks for tuning in, folks. What did we do last video? Shifter, super sweet, it's done. And I've been kind of waiting on these fittings. I remember we talked about the Steamport fittings weren't going to work for us because of intake clearance, but now, oh, this is the wrong one. We got our two Steamport fittings back from the old TIG welder, and those are going to work just great, like that. Bingo. So now we can thread a T on there and actually make this work properly, which is sweet. So yeah, that's a bonus. What else? I did some sandblasting yesterday. Grab it out of my truck here. Took her down to blast it, the local sandblasting shop. The do-it-yourself blast shop, so you don't have to have a big machine in your own. Super reasonable rates. It cost me like 20 bucks to sandblast these up all nice. These are for the coil packs, which I've kind of started looking at. So we're gonna paint those up nice, but today I am gonna start running wires. I decided I will do the Steamport last because if anything, they should be on top of all the wires so you can access them, because the wires, once they're plugged in, they shouldn't have to move really. So we'll do all the wiring, and I'm really just gonna try and figure out how we're gonna route this bad boy. Like, I was kind of thinking we might even make a through hull or a, I don't know, what do you call it, bulkhead fitting into this guy. I'm gonna kind of mock up the old cabin filter intake thing and see if we can even still use that. But we want to find a nice route for our Terminator X to go into the firewall, or who knows, maybe we'll just go into here. I don't know yet. We got to figure something out, but today is going to be putting that wiring in and just kind of getting going on that. So yeah, super awesome. Things are coming together. I took the drive shafts up to Western Drive Line. I've had drive shafts made there before for my Toyota, and they did a great job. So I took both shafts up there, and hopefully he can whip something up for me pretty quick here, because we're really getting close, and that's one more thing I need to get going here, especially if I want to build the exhaust. I kind of want the drive shaft in there first before we start building that. So yeah, I'm gonna kind of pull this Terminator harness out and just sit it on the car and do a little bit of investigating here to see what where we can route it best. I took the back firewall bulkhead off, and in here I've drilled a hole. And so the harness is going to come up through there from the glove box area. I'm going to get a proper grommet for that, but that's just to stop chafing for now. And then we can tuck whatever extra harness that we have in this zone. And the bulkhead piece that goes here, I'm going to kind of cut a little half moon spot somewhere, probably right about here, so that the wires can come out for the engine. So that'll be in this piece here. That bolts onto the firewall. We'll cut a nice spot for the harness to come out, so you can have all your extra garbage in there, or extra lengths of, or whatever, and boom. And I'll show you where it comes out in the car. And I took the glove box out and stuff already, but yeah, just pops out there just under the glove box. So here's your BMW fuse panel. The harness will come out right there, and we'll put our computer in here somewhere. Even though it's weather sealed, we could have it out there, but I'd like it all to be tucked away in here nice, and then we can run our CAN bus wire over to the dash somewhere. So yeah, I'm just gonna start putting that harness in and see what happens here. Okay, everything's plugged in pretty much. We gotta do a couple things. One thing I don't like is the fuel pressure plug comes in up here. So we're gonna peel this harness back and we're gonna pull that through so we can connect it back here. And also we're gonna do that same thing with the ignition coil pack plug. We're gonna pull that back because with these harnesses, we want them sitting, we want this connection to be out of sight back there somewhere. So we got these, this is where our coil packs are gonna be obviously. So yeah, we wanna peel this back, peel the fuel pressure back. And then we're gonna do we're gonna completely rewrap these injector plugs so that they're just better. So we will go like that, and then we'll just run these right along the rail, super tight, so it's nice and clean. I finished this one injector side. I took the whole injector harness apart like this. On the other side, I still have to do, obviously. And I just started from the one end, and I used the rail screw with a P-clamp just to fasten it here and there, and that cleaned up way better. I mean, that's kind of what I was envisioning. It cleaned up way better, and then I'll tape up all this extra wire back here. But before, it was going to be silly. It was just going to be, it looked really ugly. So it's a good way to clean it up if you're looking for a nice clean install. Gonna do the same on the other side. I completely unwrapped this side of the harness too, and I moved the fuel pressure plug, which was up here, all the way back to there, because that's where I want that to plug in the back. And also I moved this the ignition coil pack harness plug back. It was out here kind of in the middle, so now we just have a nice seamless run down here, and everything else can plug into the back instead of up here like this, and just way better. So I'm gonna finish this other side, and then we'll maybe put on the coil packs or something. But yeah, lots of fun. Got Cam over here. Cam's doing some welding of his own.
Oh yeah.
What are you doing, Cam? Cam's doing some welding.
We got a Miller locker instead of a Lincoln locker.
Yeah, we got a Miller locker. No more Lincoln lockers. He's welding up that diff so he can get his daily all fired up for April 1st. There's a drift event at Saratoga Speedway. So he's gonna take this daily, and I guess he's gonna destroy it. No longer a daily. You gotta do what you gotta do though. Alright guys, did some pretty sweet stuff here. Both the injector harnesses have been laid out, and I'm pretty happy with where they are on both sides. The one thing that we're gonna need, since I use these P-clamps in the two rail mounting locations, the hardware that the rail came with is not long enough anymore. So I'm gonna have to take those to excuse me, fastener force and get a couple longer ones, and then we can properly clamp this up. And yeah, that harness is good. The other thing I completed off camera, mostly because it really has been pissing me off since the day we started it, is the steam venting line kit. But it's done now, so I'll show you what I did. I'll just take this intake off quickly. So here we go. This was the best thing I could come up with here. I'm gonna get some light too so you can see. So here's our modified fitting that we got TIG welded. Goes from there. And then we have this three-way contraption. This is gonna go to our radiator, or some people go to the water pump, but I heard it's better to go to the radiator. And then there's another sort of three-way here, points straight up, and that's where this hose comes and sits on there like that. Then back here is our other modified fitting. Some more tomfoolery going on here. This was the best thing I could come up with the pieces that I had, but it's fine too because you don't even see this shit in the back. But a little 90, another three-way, and then that last hose comes over to this corner. So we got 4 corners connected. That better keep the heads happy because it's the whole reason we're doing this, is better heat transfer between the heads. And yeah, so super stoked about that. That's all done. Injector harnesses are pretty much done. Now what I was thinking was, I cleaned up these guys. Really got to order a new set of these. Like, they're pretty cooked. I'll show you. There's a few of them that are just totally mangled. I guess it just happens from time. The heck, where are they? There, like, there's a couple that are like this. What's up, babe? Got a visitor. A couple that are like this, so I don't think that's very good. We're gonna replace those. But yeah, we'll work on that now. The harnesses it came with, pretty sweet. But we might rip them all apart and redo these too, just like we did the injector lines, because I'd imagine we're not going to be able to make those look very pretty either. So, yeah. These actually worked out really well. All I did was fold the rest of the harness underneath the coil pack bracket. So, I'll show you. Set up this guy. We got our coil bracket, and all you gotta do is fold these underneath and kind of make sure that the holes line up for the bracket mounting. But yeah, it really cleans it up. Don't have to pull this apart at all. Super nice. Super nice. There she blows. Intake's still just on for fun, but that wiring turned out to be really nice. Simple, everything's tucked. It's about as good as you're gonna get. And that's what it's gonna look like. Plus, I got a catch can coming from Amazon, and it's gonna go here. So this line from the valve cover can just go right into there, and then this line will come around the back and then down this galley as well, right into the catch can. So everything is kind of contained onto the motor, which is really nice for a nice clean look. And then the last thing to go on the intake is the old throttle cable, which we're just gonna mount like that. P-clamp here, P-clamp there. It'll come straight up, right towards the throttle body. So yeah, that's pretty much done. And then, like I was saying before, we got to get some longer bolts for the rail, for the P-clamp we added onto the fuel rail. We'll get that tomorrow. But yeah, then we can just start plugging everything back in there. Got our brake booster hose that I have, but no point putting it on yet. And I need to get some vacuum hose to go from here down our nice little bulkhead fitting to the computer, because we're just going to run the map from the computer. Picking up a Y fitting for our fuel line tomorrow, so we can finish doing the fuel lines, which should be a piece of cake. And yeah, everything's really coming together. We're gonna take our exhaust manifold off on this side. We're gonna put the manifold gasket in and the starter, because the Dominator might have over torqued the old starter. and broke one of the studs. So we're gonna start with a fresh start here. So there's our, which I wanted to do anyways because I didn't really like the idea of putting a 300,000 kilometer starter onto our brand new engine. I mean, it would have been fine. It's just now everything's shiny. Everything's shiny and there's no real old parts on here. So thanks, Dom. And yeah, we'll just keep chucking away here. So bingo bango. Okay, well, we did a few things, really boring stuff, so I didn't really want to video all of it, but our starter is in, and our cable is run. We just ran it up the side with some nice heat ramp here to the stock location. It's kind of split in the middle here, and we also ran our trigger wire up. So when we figure out where we're going to run that, we got a big coil here. It's ready to go. Our heater hoses are all in and wrapped, and they're where they're gonna live. What else did we do? Starters in. The manifolds are eternally in now with gaskets. So we're gonna lift the car up and put our Y pipe on. Probably do a little bit of banging on it, and also figure out where we're gonna put our O2 sensor and weld that in. So just lots of little things, but one step at a time here. We'll just keep tinkering away. All right, guys. Well, that's gonna be pretty much for this video. I'll show you what I did here. I got the Y pipe all clamped in here, which, by the way, CX Racing doesn't really advertise that this works with the TR6060 as well, just for the T56, but it does work. It works great. So I suggest, I mean, if it's just such a nice collector, you know, like I'm pretty good at welding and making stuff, but you know, for the price with the flex clamps and stuff here, like for the price for this collector, it's really worth it in my opinion to get it, because it's beautiful. It ties everything in super nicely. Like I said, by the time you buy all this shit and you finish welding it and you make it just like this is, you're gonna be into it for the same amount as it would have been just getting this guy. But yeah, so I welded the O2 bung in, and I got it just back on the right bank side, or sorry, the even bank side of the engine. The Terminator recommends you put it 1 to 10 inches past where all the cylinders collect. So, I mean, this seemed like a great spot, nice open spot for it to hang out here. And then it just runs up the edge of the firewall. So yeah, pretty simple. I'm not gonna build the exhaust till we get our drive shaft, because it just, who knows what it's gonna look like, and we want to try and tuck this thing as best we can. So that's gonna be it for this video. Things are really shaping up around here. I think it's just all really small little sucky things left. Like, we got to plumb our fuel lines on. We got to hook up the little small wires from the Terminator. There's like 4 or 5 loose wires we got to run, which I'll go through on the next episode. I'm sure there's going to be lots of people interested in where I found trigger power and my switched power and all that stuff. But pretty simple, just lots of little things. I got some spark plugs today and had some boots, and then the wrong leads. I got these leads, which aren't going to work for me because of this 90. It looks really, I need to get the ones that are just straight like that. It would work a lot better. And yeah, so pretty sweet, guys. We're really getting somewhere. It looks pretty dang good up there. Also, my little catch can came in today, this Amazon junk, and we'll put that in on the next video as well. But thanks so much for watching. Hopefully it was helpful for you guys, and we'll see you on the next one. Cheers.